Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brendan. I'm your guys' technical producer for Behind the Heepwah. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for giving this a listen, and I'll really appreciate it if you give a like and subscribe down below. This is our first episode, so we are learning ourselves a little bit. So we went through a few little name changes. So in the first episode, we have the Heepwah channel, but second episode, we have Behind the Heepwah. So our Behind the Heepwah is our official name for that. So just want to keep that out there. And then also, we are uploading every Saturday, so be on the lookout every Saturday for that. Just wanted to say thank you guys so much for listening. Enjoy the show.
Hey friends, welcome to the first episode of the Heepwah channel, Camp Ondasonk's newest podcast. On this podcast, we're going to be discussing all things good, just like the Heepwah. On this episode, we're going to be talking about minicamp. I'm your host, Abigail Mazir, this summer's media coordinator. I'm from Taylorville, Illinois, and joining me today are
Claire Shaft from Troy, Illinois.
Harrison Clinton from O'Fallon, Illinois, and this summer I am a full summer unit leader.
And this summer I'm a full summer nature staff.
what inspired you guys to come work at camp on staff?
So first I had my older sisters work on camp, and I got to see all the work they did kind of behind the curtain as a camper, but not fully. And I just wanted to give campers the same amazing experience I did and just contribute to their development as kids.
Basically same for me. My mom was here as a camper, and she just had such a great experience, and then she sent me, and I just want to keep the cycle going for generations of future kids.
What's the
to have
minicamp
the best time
experience
possible at
different
camp.
than our traditional camp programs here?
So the minicamp is like only a factor of what the traditional camp experience is like. For a variety of ways, like for instance, the mini campers only have, or they have 4 walls, whereas like our traditional units have like 3 walls for their cabins, and like distance and stuff like that. So it is tailored to a younger camper's needs, as well as like the activities they do. For instance, like the traditional campers will take like full day hikes, where the mini camp will take like half day hikes. So they're still getting that same sort of experience, but more tailored to their individual needs as younger campers.
Who is the minicamp program for?
On the camper side, minicamp program is for campers 7 to 9 traditionally, though there are sometimes exceptions. Like this week, I have a mini camper who's 10 years old. But it is also meant for the parents who want to warm not only their kids up to the camp experience, but also themselves. Obviously, it can be sometimes a stressful event. I know it's stressful for my parents sending me to camp, but it helps them get used to the camp experience and trusting Camp Ondasonk into the program and into their kids' future during the summer.
What's the difference between minicamp and minicamp explorers?
So minicamp is just a 3-day program where the campers arrive on Sunday and then they leave Wednesday morning, while minicamp explorers get to stay the entire week, and the explorers get to do more programs, more team bonding, more experience of the camp, just time, and get to experience all sorts of things.
Yeah, the explorers get to do like a lot more things that are similar to what the traditional campers do. So for instance, they like take hikes, and they get to participate in like our marathon and our tug that they will be able to do whenever they come back as traditional campers.
How big of an impact does minicamp have on Camp Ondasonk as a whole?
For me personally, I feel like it's had a huge impact because my brother was able to come whenever he was 8 years old rather than waiting till he was 10. And I feel like it just brings a lot more kids into camp because they can start their camper years early and really like get a feel for it, because whenever you're jumping into just like that first full week or like the full program, it can be a little overwhelming. So minicamp just gives so many more campers the opportunity to like grow in the program and be able to work up to the traditional stage, which I feel like also incorporates just a lot more new campers coming to camp.
And also the minicamp program is our fastest growing program here at camp, where it is becoming more of kind of like our adventure programs, where it's totally separate from the traditional programs, to where it has its own staff running it, it has its own sorts of activities and plans made for it. That's still growing at this time, but it's still growing within camp. Like we've had more units become minicamp units. Even before the minicamp village existed, minicamp was just in the traditional cabins. Well, now we have an entire section dedicated to minicamp.
Did you do minicamp as a camper at Camp Ondasonk?
So I did not do minicamp. I went straight in when I was 10 years old, though I would have loved doing minicamp. I think it would have been a great experience and a great way for me to transition into the camp lifestyle.
Yes, I did do minicamp whenever I was 10 years old, before they had minicamp village.
How has minicamp changed since you were a camper?
So whenever I was a camper, like I was saying, that they didn't have like mini camp village, so it was like the traditional units of Lalande and Tekakwitha. Whenever I was in mini camp, so now we have Shawantwa and Ayaneta, which are completely mini camp like throughout the full summer. And the program has changed a lot in like a multitude of different ways, but like the first thing that comes to my head is whenever campers come. So whenever I was a mini camper, the explorers were the full week, but then the like half of the week people would come on Wednesday and they would end on Saturday.
I mean, everything that Claire said is most of the changes, but I definitely feel the knowledge and scope of minicamp has grown. It used to just be 1 week out of the entire summer, to where now even people from my hometown know about minicamp and are sending their kids. I have like 3 campers who are from my hometown at minicamp currently.
Who was an influential counselor to you whenever you guys were campers?
So this counselor was Luke Schauster. He was a counselor for me when I was a CIT, now known as the OWL program, and he was kind of the first person who accepted me into the staff here at camp, and he truly made me feel a part of the camp experience and taught me everything that I need to know as being a counselor, and I really appreciate him for that to this day.
Mine is Mary Kate Regan. She was my unit leader my very first year at camp, and I feel like she really like helped me develop my passion for camp, and I feel like the big part of that is like what keeps me wanting to come back as a counselor, because I feel like that first week at camp changed my life so much, and she really like helps me want to put that same impact into other kids' lives.
Heepwah, Luke, and Mary. And then my final question is, what is your favorite mini camp unit?
Mine is Tekakwitha, the original, of course.
Mine is also Tekakwitha, because back when it was a traditional unit, I was in it and won the GA for the first time in Tekakwitha in 13 years. So I'm still very partial to it, and Tekakwitha is more closer to the traditional camp experience, which I love, so that's why I love Tekakwitha the most.
Heepwah. That's all the questions for today, so thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for interviewing with me today. So Heepwah, and see you guys next time.
Heepwah.
Heepwah.